Today we'll be looking at how much silver is in your country's coins, and this is going to be particularly relevant to people who invest or are looking to invest in junk silver. It's something that has exploded in popularity essentially since COVID, and it's important to know what percentage silver is in the coins you're buying and what dates contain silver, as some will have the same design but with different or no silver content. When you're looking to buy, it may not always be blaringly obvious what silver content the coins contain. For example, a bulk purchase may just be labelled that they're 1 kilogram pre-1946 silver coins, or 2 pounds pre-64 silver dimes and quarters. But to help gain a better understanding, we've got groups of junk silver coins here from various countries. And I also want to make a quick mention that junk silver is not a derogatory term. People aren't digging this stuff out of bins, but simply coins that are worth more for their silver content to that of their numismatic or collector value. But the countries we have here in each of these piles are Australian, USA, United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Canada. To get maximum value out of this video in the shortest period of time, I'll just be covering common circulation coins, not special issues, proofs, or brief denominations. At any rate, if you come across brief denominations, such as this silver 4 pence, it will likely have more numismatic value over silver value anyway. Same case with other coins, such as USA 20 cent. The majority of them are also minted back in the 1800s. This will just be for standard junk silver coinage. And if you're confused about the silver Canadian coins from 1967 and 68, then I'll clear up that messy business for you towards the end. Don't you just love that chink? Just a quick disclaimer, nothing in this video is financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. For Australian coins, for their commencement in 1910 to 1945, they consisted of sterling silver, which is 92.5%. From 1946 onwards to the last pre-decimal issue in 1964, they were just 50% silver. But the odd thing was, when the decimal system hit Aussie pockets in 1966, the 50-cent coin was a nice 80% silver. But it was just for the 1 year in 1966 and just for the round 50-cent denomination. It's easy to tell the silver ones because this was the only year of the round 50 cent. It was then a dog-cagonal shape like this one. A quick note, don't be fooled into thinking these designs are 50% and this one sterling. These new designs appeared whilst there was still sterling silver present, so you need to check the date. Like Australia, the USA has some variations with its silver coinage, but it's fairly well known that they contain 90% silver until 1964. I'll just pause for a moment to admire the Walking Liberty half dollar. It's magnificent. But there are some exceptions to that 1964 rule. The half dollars from 1965 to 1970 are 40% silver, like this one, with an interesting blend, the outer layer of the coins being a mixture of 0.8 silver, which is bonded by an inner core made from 0.209 silver, for a net composition of 0.4. They obviously didn't want to compromise on that chink. As for nickels, there was a period during World War II, from 1942 to 1945, where these actually contained 35% silver, as nickel was needed for the war effort. Either side of these dates have the usual metal content. I don't actually have one of these examples here, unfortunately. We could go back a long way looking at British silver coins, but the important thing to know is that sterling silver dates finish at the 1919 edition under George V and deferred to 50% silver in 1920, which turned to just cupro-nickel in 1947. You'll struggle to find junk silver coins pre the Victorian era, and the high silver content coins perhaps harder to source than US and Australian, because sterling silver circulation coins wrapped up production over 100 years ago now. For Canadian coins, the story is a little different from the US. Their coins have sterling silver from 1919, same as the UK, but then subtract to 80% from 1920 to 1967. Now, there is a cheeky period that I would personally avoid buying from. The 1968 25 cent and 10 cent coins have both copper and 50% silver coins separately under the same year. It's common to use a magnet to test them. Silver is not magnetic. The mintage number for each is roughly the same. But even worse, in the 1967, there were both 50% and 80% silver coins for, again, the 10 centers and 25 centers. The quarter weighs more for the highest silver content coin, but I believe the dimes weigh the same. So I just avoid the 67 and 8 years if possible, or just assume the lower or no percentage to be safe. But if you're especially tuned to that silver chink, you may hear the difference between the two. I don't have any examples of these here. For New Zealand coins, it's not as stimulating. They only contained 50% silver up until 1946 when copper and nickel took over. I'll mention the crowns though. They're essentially a commemorative coin, but you might see a very low grade version of the 1949 edition in a junk silver stash. This is 50% silver, but the 1953 one doesn't contain any silver. I apologise if I didn't get to your country, but you'll notice that in most countries, silver was generally removed from their coins during the same periods, from the end of World War II to 1970 roughly. The main reason sterling and 90% coins are not pure silver is that the copper and nickel portion helps with the coin's longevity and durability. If you're going to be a big stacker of low content junk silver, then you also need to work out where you're going to store these huge hordes of coins. In my opinion, I do prefer to invest in pure silver coins, as it's easier to keep track of exactly how much you have, but I also like having a mixture. Not that any of this is financial advice. But that about wraps it up. I hope you learnt some useful numbers and dates. Also that you don't need to buy junk silver from just your own country. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, or if there's anything that I missed. It's also interesting to sort through junk silver coins from other countries than your own. I went through a $150 bag of world silver coins recently, and this branched out well into European countries. Link to that one in the description. Bye guys.